don't underestimate her. I mean, that was the mistake that Joe, you know who Joe Crowley was, right? That was the mistake that he and his people made. They underestimated her. That was a fatal mistake. Don't underestimate AOC.
It would be an honor to be able to vote for Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez for president. Absolutely, we stand with her. I think she absolutely has the the support, not only here in her district, but she has the support nationally, maybe even internationally to run for president, yes.
Anyone other than the current president would make a good president. I wouldn't dislike seeing her as a candidate for president, but I think she is generally a little too leftist leaning for most people. Not necessarily myself, but most people.
I think it's always good to see more diversity in a presidential campaign. I think as many people should run as they want to and give people as much of a choice as they can get. So I'd be happy to see that, yeah. Hey, I wish her good luck. You know, she's one of the most successful politicians of this generation, so I want to keep seeing how that goes.
I don't know. Sorry. She's too young in the game for it, I think.
Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez has been a stellar congresswoman and representative for our community. She always stands up when we need her to. She did it the first time around with President Trump, and she's doing it again as we fight back against, again, oligarchs, billionaires, and this Trump administration here at home.
She's been a very good representative for the area. She really has. And I'm hoping that she can continue to fight back against Trump and you know, make things safe for everybody here.
She's a very sincere person, don't get me wrong, but in terms of really taking care of business for the folks here, no. She blew the situation with bringing in jobs that Bezos, his business, his company was going to bring in a lot of jobs here for a lot of good working people, and she just sort of blew that off like 4 years ago. So that was a bad move. And so I think that if she would just spend more time, you know, just listening to people and working on constituent issues and not just flying around the country running for God only knows what, that would be a much better thing for the folks here in Jackson Heights and in Bronx, which is also part of her district. She's actually, like I said, I've met her, very charming person, just a very gracious person, but she has a winning personality, she really does, but she's wrong on the issues, and don't underestimate her.
And I'm here, and I believe in immigrant rights, you know. We got some immigrants are, you know, not every immigrant is a good person, not every native-born person in the United States is a good person, but we need the rule of law in this country, we need due process in this country, we need respect for democracy and diversity. Due process is a big word I think about, because we send somebody in an airplane, the President of the United States sends somebody in an airplane to El Salvador without due process.
Don't let them intimidate you into thinking that you're doing something wrong by telling people what their actual legal constitutional rights are. There's nothing wrong about it and there's nothing illegal about it. And if they want to make it illegal, they can come take me. That's how I feel about it.
I believe in saving Medicaid. I do not want people to mess with Medicaid or Medicare, you know. I mean, maybe there's little waste issues to deal with, but you don't cut the whole arm off when maybe there's a little sore on the finger, you know?
You know, she's been going all over the country, talking to Americans all over the country. I'd love to see that in person. It goes back to the authenticity. I think that she's able to come across as a genuine individual that is able to channel people's concerns directly and feel relatable, honestly, that she's not coming from the 1%, things like that. I think stability of government, Congress functioning as a fully fleshed third branch as it's intended to. Issues of immigration obviously worry me, issues of due process, people not getting their time in court, the stability of institutions, all these things worry me. And she just seems like someone that is able to get people impassioned about wanting to support that kind of stability.
She gave us an important update about a very hyper-local issue that's going to not only affect this district, but all of Queens. And that is coming out against the casino that they're proposing here on public land at Flushing Meadows Corona Park. And I'm very excited, and our neighbors are very excited about her saying this publicly, because we have been fighting against a billionaire oligarch in our backyard while our elected officials unfortunately cower to this project. When it comes to immigration and what we're fighting against with the Trump administration, down to, again, oligarchs and billionaires trying to take over our public land and take advantage of our immigrant community, wages, it all ties in together very much.
She should try to do more. I know she may have to partnership with the local politicians more, since it is more of a local issue, but we could use all the help we can get.
We have local leaders at the city and state level who definitely have jurisdiction over these issues and that can go after the traffickers and the folks who are really causing harm on Roosevelt Avenue and in Corona as well. I think the Congresswoman is doing the best she can in terms of what these issues entail, but it requires coordination and it really requires city leadership.
I feel very sad. Sometimes you walk by, there's a Dunkin' Donuts I frequent on Roosevelt and 82nd, and I noticed that above that there is some sort of thing going on. And I see the look in the eyes of these sex workers. You have to feel sorry for them. Some of them are here probably under difficult situations. Maybe they were forced here. Maybe they're forced to do this kind of work by very bad people, dishonest people. They're so-called pimps are obvious criminals who are taking advantage of these women. But yeah, these women, they're suffering, and of course, it's bad. I mean, I feel sorry for, imagine you're a mother or a father and you're bringing your kids to Dunkin' Donuts, right? And the kid says, "Mommy, what's that woman doing?" You know, and well, let's just keep walking. You know, it's really sad. I pray. Let's hope the cops keep working hard on it. But there's got to be some dishonest politicians behind that. Why is that still being allowed? And why these women? They're not. These women that are doing this work, they're the ones being exploited by very unsavory individuals who have brought these women in to do this very unbecoming work that does not meet their dignity as women. You know, so she needs to be focusing on these kinds of local issues. I understand she wants to be a leader in the party. Maybe she's going to run against Schumer. Who knows? But gosh, you got to take care of business. You got to take care of the people that will get you elected. You know, I mean, that just seems like the most just thing. That's justice. Taking care of the people that got you elected.